Marilyn Monroe. Norma Jean Mortensen, born June 1, 1926, Los Angeles, California, to Gladys Pearl Baker. When Norma was just 2 weeks old, her mother placed her with a foster family in Hawthorne, California, due to mental health struggles and the inability to care for her. In her early years, Norma would be placed in over 12 different foster homes, which would severely impact Norma's sense of security. In 1942, at just 16 years old, Norma would marry a neighbor, James Dougherty, to avoid going back to an orphanage. During World War II, Norma would work in an ammunition factory. While working there, she would be photographed for a boosting campaign. In 1945, Norma would go on to start her modeling career. The following year, Norma and James would divorce. Following the divorce, she would go on to sign a contract with 20th Century Fox, which would require her to be unmarried. During that time, she would struggle with the pressure of fame and her identity, where she would get stereotyped dumb blonde and eventually take up the name Marilyn Monroe. During the late 40s, Marilyn would start using prescription medications while prescribed by multiple doctors. She would often self-medicate due to the intense pressure of fame. By the 50s, Marilyn would struggle with an addiction to sleeping pills and alcohol. Although at this point Marilyn had established herself, she continued to face challenges with her public image and personal life, which would often lead her to feel undervalued and stereotyped by studios. Marilyn's agent, Johnny Hyde, would negotiate a 7-year contract with Fox, allowing her to have a stable career. With the exception, it would allow Fox not to renew each year. Shortly after contract negotiations, Johnny would pass, deeply upsetting Marilyn due to their business and personal relationship. Marilyn would then go on to shoot the first featured cover of Playboy magazine, amplifying her sex symbol status. Marilyn would eventually start managing her own public image, where she would still feel underpaid and stereotyped. She went on to marry Joe DiMaggio. During the same year, she would found her own production company. She would go on to move to New York City to redefine herself away from the stereotypical dumb blonde, during which she would film the iconic flying skirt scene. In 1955, Marilyn would go on to sign her last contract with Fox, who would significantly raise her salary, which would help her grow in confidence. During that same year, Marilyn's marriage would come to a halt due to his controlling behavior and discomfort with her public image. During 1956, Marilyn would marry her third and final husband, Arthur Miller. During this period, the couple would face 2 miscarriages and an ectopic pregnancy, which would devastate Marilyn as she really wanted to be a mother. In 1959, Marilyn would star in a film which would allow her to break through the stereotypical dumb blonde and would earn her a Golden Globe for Best Actress. By the late 50s, early 60s, Marilyn's substance abuse would affect her work and personal life, causing her to be hospitalized and go through psychiatric treatment. In the early 60s, Marilyn and Arthur would divorce due to conflicting lifestyles and personal struggles. In 1962, Marilyn would sing her iconic Happy Birthday, Mr. President for JFK's 45th birthday. This would cause speculation of an affair, during which she would be fired and rehired due to frequent absences. On August 5th of that same year, Marilyn's housekeeper would notice that Marilyn had locked herself in her bedroom and appeared to be unresponsive when she peeked through the bedroom window. Eunice, Marilyn's housekeeper, would contact Marilyn's psychiatrist, Dr. Greenson, who would arrive to the Brentwood residence shortly afterwards. Dr. Greenson would then break a window. Dr. Greenson would find Marilyn unresponsive, laying face down on her bed with her phone in her hand, with empty pill bottles throughout the bedroom. Her official cause of death would later be confirmed as barbiturate overdose and ultimately ruled as a probable suicide. Despite many conspiracies surrounding her death investigations and a review in 1982 found no evidence contradicting what was originally found, Marilyn became a symbol of beauty and a fashion icon. Marilyn, to this day, still inspires people all over. Marilyn Monroe. June 1st, 1926, August 4th, 1962. Imperfection is beauty, madness is genius, and it's better to be absolutely ridiculous than absolutely boring. Marilyn Monroe.